Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Jo Mason and I'm a mixed media artist. Do you know what mixed media is? Let me tell you. Mixed media is when you work with lots of different materials all on one base. And I work with quite unusual materials sometimes. Let me show you. This is one of my paintings. Look at the back, this is my old mixing palette and I've used that as the base for this lovely painting. Looks like a fairy tale castle, loads of flowers, beautiful blue sky. But what else can we see on here? Things that you might not normally find on a painting. Let's come a bit closer. An old spray can that's been squashed. I found it on the floor. Washed it and cleaned it, obviously. Some plastic, I'm not sure what this is, but a bit of plastic. And then some natural things that I found, some seed pods. And this is a snail shell, can you see that? And this is an old drinks bottle top. And this, along with the painting and the pens and the inks and the other things that I've used, makes this piece mixed media. So, what are we going to do with this? Because today's activity links to mixed media. Oh, and if you want to find out more about mixed media, check out my website. Okay, let's get started. So what do you need for today's activity? Toy Story. What you need is a selection of broken or old toys. This is my box of broken and old toys. Sometimes it doesn't matter how carefully you look after things, they get broken or pieces go missing and you can't use them anymore. But you might not be able to use them for their original purpose, but we can recycle these things and use them to make a new toy, a new game, a new character, or even a sculpture, okay? And you don't just have to use old toys. You could use other things from around the house that have broken. This was a flower, but it's lost its flower and now it's just a few leaves, so I could use that. I've got an old toothbrush. I've got the middle of a feather. It's lost all of its pretty feather bit and it's just the bit in the middle. I've got some shells that I found on the beach, an old bracelet that's breaking, and a hair clip that doesn't clip in my hair anymore. So you can use all sorts of things that are broken or old and not usable anymore. So if you've not gathered those things, then I'm going to give you some time now. You can pause the video and you can go and get those things along with other things to stick them all together. So you can use any sort of tape, sellotape, duct tape, gaffer tape. Maybe you'd like to use string. Maybe you'd like to use glue, lots of different types of glue. Maybe you're not sure if you want it to be permanent, so you can use some blu-tack so that you can try out ideas. Or maybe you want to do something really unusual, like use something like foil or cling film. This can stick things together by wrapping them together, okay? So pause the video, go get what you need, and then we'll get started. Welcome back! Let's get going. So first you need to have a look at all of the things that you've got and decide what you'd like to be your base. So I think I'm going to use this doll as my base. She has no head and she has no leg. So I'm not going to be able to play with her like this. I need to do something to make her into something new. So let me have a rummage around in my box. Ooh, and I've got a couple of ideas. So I'm going to try my ideas first. Maybe I could put this cat's paw on her as a head. I don't know that I like the orange with the pink though. What else could I use? Maybe I could use this old propeller. Oh, I think that's perfect. Maybe the propeller could spin as she walks and that means she could fly. Amazing. Okay, so that is going on here. But how am I going to get it to stick? These are hard bits of plastic. If you want to stick it permanently, you can ask an adult for some help and they can use some strong glue to stick it. But I quite like being able to play with things and change things around. So I'm going to use some blu-tack. My blu-tack's actually white, but it does the same thing. So I'm going to place this on the top and then attach my part. Amazing. Okay. Now I need to sort out her legs. She can't walk with one leg. She could hop, but then she might not be able to fly, and I really want her to be able to fly. So let me have a look in my box one more time. I'm not sure there's anything in my toy box. But what about my old toothbrush? That'd make a cool leg. What do you think? Yes. Okay, so again, I'm going to get some blu-tack. I'm going to stick my toothbrush to make her leg. So I'm using quite a bit of blu-tack because it's quite a big piece. Let's put that on there. And you can see that you could build all sorts of cool characters. I call this Propeller Girl. You could also use things to build sculptures like this one that I made earlier. This is an old piece of wood from my studio. Something that I found at the beach. I don't actually know what it is. And this is a can that I punched holes in. This is quite sharp, so if you're going to work with old cans, they're really cool to work with, but you need an adult, okay? So ask for adult help. And this again is another doll who is missing an arm, and I put her waving at everybody. So you could make a character like Propeller Doll, you could make a sculpture, or you could make a game. I can't wait to see what you do, so why don't you go and get making? See you again soon. Bye-bye.